Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, December 31st, end of the year, last recording for the year of 2024. And what a year it has been. Obviously, we have seen markets rally, NASDAQ in front of us, making all-time highs. Day after day, the same day as the S&P 500, which the S&P heads for its biggest two-year gains this century. And, its best two-year gain since 1998. Okay. But investors are in the mood to party like in the 1999, as Prince famously sang. So we are in the 2024, and despite it has fallen 2% so far, this month, it has been up 24%. So therefore, let's take a look at what we say that the fluctuation is going to be for today, last day of trading. As we look at the daily candlestick chart in front of us, we see how the market has been following a trajectory to the downside. And in a way, this would have been, or this could have been, obviously, a head and shoulders, an inverted head and shoulders, had this particular shoulder have been this way rather. And that would have implied that the market was going to reverse, which it could here, right? Could do that here now, but that's what the inverted head and shoulders meant, because it's at the bottom of a trajectory. But then obviously that's after a downtrend. But you could have, what I'm trying to say is, this is how it looks like. It would have looked like if it had formed this, just like this first shoulder. Okay, but obviously in a downtrend, this, when you identify this scenario, it means a reversal to the upside, obviously. So for today, let's see if we're going to be closing in the green for all of our indices. So the Nasdaq looking so far to close nice in the green. Let's see, 2600. We have our for support down here, 21, right at the 50-day moving average. The first one is going to be 21,600. The second one will be yesterday's high. Okay, then let's take a look at the S&P. So the S&P, again, let's see if it'll be able to, let's use this second low as our first level, our second level of support, and yesterday's low as our first. For today's resistance, 6,000 is going to be that psychological value. Then the 20-day moving average at our second level of resistance. I want to say that Santa Claus rally still could happen, even though it should have happened like the first 5 days from Christmas Day. But it still could happen, because it could also flow into the first 2 days of January. But let's assume that we are going to be rallying and closing the year of the S&P 500 above 6,000. What is the psychological importance for that to happen in the market? Because it's a psychological round number, right? So big, because of those scenarios present, and that we are also in the business of adding probabilities to make the best trade possible. So therefore, we say, okay, end of the year, market has been in an uptrend, obviously consolidation throughout December, right? We had that spike, and then a rally to the upside, going back to those highs, and then a retracement. So can this scenario here happen again here. Well, in one day, the market, look how much it moved. So it could also jump way above 6,000 and close somewhere up here, which is where the upper boundary band is. So that will be the extreme volatility. And then you take a look at the VIX, and the VIX is not that high. It's not above 20. So that's good. So you could come and perhaps say, okay, let's do that. Let's push. Let's go long the S&P. That could be that one possibility. Then let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones, our first support yesterday's low, our second one, this low of the 18th. First level of resistance, I'm going to use 43,200, and then the 50-day moving average. Okay. Also going long, buying crude oil. Okay, so crude oil, $72 jumps at me. Okay, then 72.50 is the first level of support, 70.50. Then the second one will be the 50-day moving average. RSI is good. Momentum is on our side. Again, $72, round number, psychological. It makes sense because of the importance of it psychologically. Nat Gas. Okay, so Nat Gas, it had opened with a very strong gap up yesterday. Right, that's because there is a freezing in because of the time of the year around where they liquefy the gas. Is the temperature has dropped tremendously, so it has solidified that gas. So there's that rumor, well, not rumor, but that's a fact. But obviously, that affects the supply, and so they had the spike. But it was just because it was that particular scenario. Now we're coming to the downside, but still, I want to say that this is just basically no profit taking, and that by the market close, then we could probably speculate a higher value. Okay. Or it could continue towards this level, which is that's where I'm gonna place my support for it. Resistance, obviously, since we fluctuated this high, I'm gonna use yesterday's parabolic movement of spike in the wick, and then 460. Okay, so I'm looking for reversals to rebound off this level if it continues to do that. If it does that, I'm gonna wait for confirmation of reversal and then take that position long. Then gold. All right, so gold, using yesterday's low, and then we're gonna use this double bottom around here as a support, and then as resistance, let's use the 50-day moving average, and then the second one, 2650. Okay, again, we're looking to close above 2600 because of the psychological value is important of it. So to fluctuation to the upside, let's see if we'll be able to, at least, I doubt obviously we're gonna close with the all-time high. That's not gonna happen today, but let's see if it'll come down towards the 2650, or it at least closes above 2600. So this is one of those trades that, because of it being the day, if you buy into it, if at least I assume that the fluctuation will probably come and meet yesterday's high. So you have that about 200 points or so. Okay. Then silver. Okay, so silver is trending lower. I'm gonna leave those levels of support, bring down my level of resistance. The first one is gonna be at 2950, and the second one halfway of yesterday's fluctuation, right around here. Okay, but yeah, it seems that is RSI is towards the shooting to the 30, so momentum imply down to the downside. So selling silver, copper as well is tanking. So again, so it has broken that $4 resistance support level, psychological support level that has, just been able to stay away from, but not today. It has finally violated it. Will it hold? So 390 is my second one. I'm going to leave my first one where it's at. Resistance, obviously going to have to bring it down to today's high and the 20-day moving average. Now, the direction of it, the momentum is to the downside. It is fluctuating outside of the lower Bollinger Band. So volatility in this asset, it is high. So selling, if you want to take short trades, scalping, that's good for scalping. Then we have here the Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin, let's use the lower Bollinger Band as our first level of support, and then 88,000 as our second. Then the 20-day moving average as our first, and 100,000. Now Bitcoin moves in thousands, so will it close above 100,000 just because it wants to make a statement? That's why going long will be, and the odds for that to happen psychologically are high. The currencies are, let's see if the euro would be able to close the year above 104. Okay, I'm going to leave the same levels of support and resistances. And the pound above 125. It did open with a gap down. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to leave the same levels of support and resistance. And that will happen if Mr. USD continues to rally and closes the year rally above 108,500. You will see most likely everything in the red. Okay, that happens. All right. On the contrary, if it falls, then you probably see everything in the green. All right. Well, that's it for me. Have a great new year. A fantastic 2025. Make everything great for you and your family. From Vantage, thank you. And I'll see you next year.